Praises kind of freaking people, but there's brothers like no other, so I had to make sure that you knew about
All right, here we go. Woo, guys, I'm trying to fix my computer here, get the good computer screen going on. I'm trying to get the good angles here. So here we go. Thank you for everybody tuning in right now to Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. We have a packed show right now. We have an incredible show. Guys, call all your friends and family. This is a big one. We have a superstar on the show. Let's go. Welcome, best friends. Welcome, listeners. Shout out to all the millions and millions of people tuning in right now, watching right now, listening right now. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Ariel, Latino Heat, Rico Suave. All right, my name is Ariel, guys. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to be here today. I'm just going to be quiet right now because we have an amazing guest, like I've been talking it up right now. Everybody's going to be running this up right now. The Gratitude Room is going to run this up right now. The Drip Squad is going to run this up right now, guys. So let's bring it in right now. Let's all give a round of applause. Get off your feet. She is a life coach. She is a co-owner. She's an entrepreneur. She's a cyclist. And my favorite, she has a love for God. Here we go. Round of applause to our one and only Kelly Shepard. Woo! Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. I am so glad to be here with you, Ariel.
Wow.
This is awesome. Amazing.
Incredible. Yeah. You're telling me. Thank you, God, for the internet, for Zoom, and us getting here today. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
How's your Friday?
Friday's good. The weather's a little wonky. It was pouring out, but it's all good.
What state are you in? Because you're everywhere.
Right now, I'm glad you said that. Listen, trying to put things into place to live that multi-continental lifestyle. So right now I'm in North Carolina. I'm a little further out than where I live. I'm in Wingate. It's Wingate, but they say Wingate out here. So I'm at Wingate University. Just had a meeting with my intern, and we ran a little over. So I'm like, I might as well stay here. It's a beautiful campus.
Hey, beautiful campus. They got the Wi-Fi there, so why not?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I like that. And you're in North Carolina right now. And I like what you said. You like to travel a lot. So you're trying. You have the vision. You have the vision right now of multi-continental traveling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, yeah. Actually, if I had to put some plans into place, my goal was originally to have been in South Africa in 2 weeks, but had to put that on pause. And but hopefully I'll be in Gambia in November. A friend of mine moved out there, and go visit her, and maybe to Ghana or Sierra Leone. And then, I was just in LA in December, and we were actually, Drip Squad, a bunch of us were supposed to go this coming weekend to Florida, but they have too many COVID cases, so that's a no-go. So I'm staying here. Yeah. Wow.
We'll figure that out with the Drip Squad situation, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. Kelly, before we get into you and what you do, you know what I got to do real quick? I got to do a quick self-promo, because that's what supports the business. That's what supports the podcast. So here we go, Kelly. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, your positivity, and your kindness for being on the show. So let's get straight into a great way to support the podcast. Everybody listening right now, here we go. The best way to support the podcast is by going to arielent.com. I got my music there. I got my merchandise there. Okay, guys, I got my albums there. Check them out. All right, I got the shop there. Check out the merch. I got t-shirts, stickers, and pens. They're selling out right now as we speak. Right now. Photography, I travel all around the world, guys. Need a photographer? Let me know. I will come to you. Weddings, sports, products, headshots, all the above. Here we go. Guys, and my podcast is there as well. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. The donation, the love donations are down below, guys. The Venmo, the PayPal, the Apple Cash links are down below. So thank you so much for the love donations, guys. It got me this new studio lighting above me. Yep. I just put it all into the business. We'll have new merch this year too, guys. Oh, speaking of new things I got. Oh my gosh. I forgot this, guys. How could I forget? Here we go. Kelly, you're one of the first ones right now.
What you got?
You're one of the first ones right now to see this. This is an exclusive right now. Here we go. Boom. My business card. I got my business card.
Oh, is that new one of my? Oh, that's nice. That came out.
Code. It says podcaster, musician, photographer in metallic. Nice. Metallic pink with yellow lettering. And then in the back it says book now, has my email, has my Instagram, so you can DM me. Oh my gosh. It's the hottest business card right now in the streets. Oh my God.
I love that. That's awesome. That looks good.
Guys, that's the big deal. I appreciate that, Kelly. Those are the new business cards. Like I said, the donations just go straight into the business. These business cards are going to blow me up. These business cards are going to make me self-employed. All right. So thank you guys so much for your support, your DMs, your comments, your love. It means the world to me, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. So here we go. 5-star review on Apple and Spotify, guys. 5-star review, guys. Thank you so much. Here we go. The next way to support me is by going to my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is blowing up as we speak as well. Here we go. Let's check out the YouTube channel. Type in arielent.com, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. We hit 284 subscribers. I'm shooting for 300 by the end of the month. 300 by the end of the month, guys. Let's do it together. We can do it. Grab the links. Share it with your friends and family. arielent.com, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. I think that is it. I got the prayer here. So let's shoot for the prayer today. I got it here. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. I just want to say thank you, God, our guardian dear, to whom God love commits us here. Ever this day and night, be at our side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Thank you, God, for having Kelly on the show. Thank you, God, for all the millions and millions of listeners listening right now. Thank you so much. And thank you, God, for our perfect health, shelter, and food. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Glory to God. Amen. That's all I got.
Amen.
Kelly, tell us who you are and where we can follow you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So, formal name is Kelly Shepherd Watts. I'm in North Carolina. You can find me on Instagram at I am Kelly Denise. You can also follow me on Facebook on the same handle. I am Kelly Denise, and that's Kelly, the right way to spell Kelly, Denise. No shade to any other spellings. And Kelly Shepherd Watts, my personal page on our Facebook as well. And so I am a life and business coach. I am the founder of Gratitude and Rain, the clubhouse, soon to be full-fledged business, on the clubhouse on Clubhouse, and soon to be full-fledged business. It's going to be all things motivation and wellness, and co-owner of She Cleans Professional Cleaning Services. Soon to be a different cleaning service, but just doing so much, so much. I'm also, during the day, since I mentioned that I have an intern, during the day, I am an executive director of a nonprofit organization called Trinity Wellness Community Outreach, and we are a group and individual coaching program for single mothers. And that's, we're national. We have clients in different states with a large focus of Union County and Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. And we are here to just provide all kinds of support in life, health, wealth, and home ownership. And it's basically to help these single mothers create economic and wellness success. Same target audience, but just in a specific age group. For my coaching, it is women over 40 who are looking to leave their past challenges behind to prepare for that pivotal moment of hitting 50 and creating a magnificent life from in the second part of their life, as my daughter calls it, where she says we're the half century women, and moving forward and just living life to the fullest and helping women create that kind of lifestyle. And I'm also the co-host of the 90-second pitch to get hitched, as well as the Heart Matters Club in Clubhouse.
Oh my goodness.
Also part of the relationship rescue plan with Lewis and Kelly, and the patterns of a power couple, teaching the principles of being part of a power couple. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but you got to keep it moving, guys. Keep it moving, creating those multiple streams of income. It's like I said, looking to live a multi-continental lifestyle. Want to travel.
I hear you. I hear you on that.
Mhm.
Wow. I wrote everything down here. I'm a fast writer right now. Let's get straight to it. You said, first of all, I want to let everybody know we met in the gratitude room. I want to let everybody know that the gratitude in rain room, the gratitude room clubhouse. It's about to be 365 days in there.
Yes, we are literally 10 days away, Ariel. 10 days.
Shout out to the
365
celebrate Drip Squad. Yeah.
Drip Squad.
Yeah,
Drip
that's right.
Squad.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
goodness.
Pew, pew, pew.
That's right. 365 days. Everybody's going to be tuning in. Everybody's going to be in there watching, listening. Billy Bear will be in there saying, "Hear me, war," and everybody going to go crazy.
Go crazy. Yes, it's going to be a phenomenal day. We have really touched the lives of well over 1,200 people. We've seen so many blessings since the 21 Days of Gratitude with Taisha Stewart and Christina Johnson. And it has been a phenomenal ride. We have met people all around the nation, around the world, as we say, across the pond: UK, Malaysia, Peru, Nigeria, Uganda, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Faroe Islands, Canary Islands, Mexico, Japan, and so many other places. I'm like, I didn't even know, I never even heard of the Faroe Islands.
Me either.
But we know somebody there during a pandemic. Could you imagine? Like, we are building relationships around the world with people who we consider our brothers and sisters, part of the family. This is a family that was built not by blood, but by God's love. And it has been amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, by God's love, by God's presence. My that is for sure. I just want to say I'm grateful for you, Kelly, because the first day you met me, I met you. You were always welcoming me with open arms and so nice and with kindness. And ever until this day, I've been in that room. So thank you so much.
We love you. And so for those who don't know, like when Ariel's in the room and it's ready for him to share, I always say, "Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend.
Awesome.
Hey, best friend." Because he's really truly like my best friend, my brother. We have so many common areas in regards to nature and eating well, and just being outside and meeting people and experiencing all that God has created. And it's so amazing. Sometimes to the point of being emotional, because I know to the deepest core of who you are, how you show up is so true to form. And so it's always amazing just to meet people who are so sincere and genuine. And that's God. That is God,
That's amazing, Kelly. Thank you so much. And like you said, when you come to Colorado, we're going to have smoothies like no other. Oh my God.
be out in the nature, walking
Yeah, going to
around
the hikes. Yeah, show you the
on the
mountains.
hikes, by the
Yeah.
stream. Yes, that's why I gotta come when it's warm. Gotta come when it's warm.
Woo! I can't
Mm-hmm.
wait. Let's get straight to it. I want to
Mm-hmm.
talk. I want to plug in real quick. You
Mm-hmm.
said you do the patterns of the power couple.
Yeah. So look at the book.
Right here. It's right here. We got here by Lewis Morris. Shout out to Lewis
Mm-hmm.
Morris. The patterns
Shout
of
out,
the
Lewis.
power couple. The patterns of the power couple. If you guys are interested, you guys can DM Kelly. Okay, message her right
Mm-hmm.
now. Oh yeah. So you do room with this as well.
Yeah, so the patterns of the power couple, which you can find on lewismorriscoaching.com, is part of the Hearts Matter Club on Clubhouse. And so Lewis he started reading the book. I think he's just did the first chapter. And I think next week he'll be doing some more reading or some of the principles. And so that'll take place on Clubhouse. Oh, excuse me, in the Heart Matters Club. And you can check the club for the schedule, as well as if you're interested in the book, you can find it at lewismorriscoaching.com. Yeah. Great book. Great book.
Man, that's great to hear. I'm on, you know what? I'm on like page. Let's see here. I got it marked right here. I'm on, it doesn't even have a page mark. It doesn't have pages in here.
You didn't put page numbers?
No, there's no page numbers.
Oh.
Well, anyways, I marked it. I'm like page 12.
All right.
Yeah, no, so what? So yeah, my niece, my nephew who's 10, he's like, oh, that's an easy book to read. And so I'm like, dude, it takes me like a month to read a book like this because I am just, man.
I have a bad habit of reading multiple books. I'm in like 3 books at one time right now. So
okay.
I get what you're saying.
I just always had trouble reading like as a kid, not like reading, but like just sitting down and reading a book. I've always had trouble doing that. And so, yeah, but thank you so much to homeboy, my friend, best friend, Lewis. Thank you so much for that. I'll be promoting it all year. Kelly, before we get into the questions, because the questions are going crazy, people want to know right now that people have been asking for you for this episode. So here we go. This is a big deal right now. Before we get into your questions, I want everybody to know where they can see your tag one more time on Instagram. Guys, that is I am Kelly Denise. I am Kelly Denise. That's IAMKELLYDENISE on the Instagram. I am Kelly Denise. And once you're there, make sure you like, comment, share, follow, save. Like, comment, share, save, follow on her Instagram. Check out her posts, comment, like, share, save, hit the follow. And then there's the Facebook link to her Facebook link. And then you can check her out there, Kelly Shepard-Watts, speaker, entrepreneur, people connector. Find her on the Facebook, guys. Blow her up. Nice. Thank you guys so much. All right. We got that now. Everybody's blowing you up right now, Kelly. Here we go.
Yes. And yeah, I forgot about speaking. How could I forget about speaking? Because I just participated in a 5-day training with Dr. Delatoro McNeil II and Les Brown, the world-renowned Les Brown. Oh my gosh, he was in the building.
Wow.
It was absolutely amazing.
Can you give us one takeaway from that?
Say it again.
Can you just give us one takeaway from that speaking event?
Oh man, your money's in your mouth. You don't speak, you don't make money. And it's all about telling your story. It's telling your story. Your story can impact others. And so if you don't tell your story, you can be preventing someone from living in their gifts. Wow. And living their best life, because you just don't know what you've experienced could help somebody else.
Absolutely. And that's what this podcast is all about. Experiences, helping each other out, uplifting each other. So let's get straight to the questions, Kelly. Thank you for being on the show. ArielENT.com, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast, 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. I had to do the plug. So here we go. What is it that you like being a life coach?
Wow. Well, Ariel, years ago, I worked in social work for over 30 years. And so years ago, I've always worked with high-risk communities, but I got to a point where I asked God, I was like, God, I want to help people, but it can be a little overwhelming to constantly work in a high risk situation, always working to help people that are on the bridge of something disastrous or something very, you know, um, very devastating happen to them in their lives. I said, I want to help people where if we are crying, we're crying tears of joy, tears of laughter, because they've been able to make their dreams come true. And so once I relocated down here, uh, it was suggested, why don't you become a life coach? I'm like, a life coach? And I had started to see and experience life coaches on social media. And I said, well, let me look into that a little bit further. And then became involved in some nonprofits here locally, started speaking. And people, like today, I had someone ask me, they were like, oh, you've done life coaching. And I'm like, well, it was normal for me to sit with people and give information. Like my friends call me the resource gal. They call me the people connector. And so I'm like, yeah, because this is what I do every day. If you share with me your story, it's like this. It comes to me. Oh, did you ever think about this? Oh, you know what? I just saw this article about such and such and such. Let me shoot it to you. Like I'm very solution driven in my thought process.
Yeah.
And so went into coaching because I said, wow, I can really help people change their lives. I wish I had someone like this back when I needed it.
Right.
And not that I don't need it now, because I think that just like when someone's in social work, they say a social worker should always work with a therapist or someone in social work. A coach should always have a coach, and so I just, enjoy the idea of helping people. So I worked with a lot of coaches, faith-based coaches, transformational coaches. I've worked with some personal trainers, a lot of massage therapists, and so and a variety of other business owners, nail techs, and so it's such a joy to see people that you work with be able to bring to fruition all their goals and dreams. Yep. And I had one recently tell me she just messaged me, and she wanted to have her own nail academy. So she didn't get her nail academy, but she just got a job as an instructor at a new nail academy. So I was like, girl, you're on your way. Now the next thing is to create your prototype for your travel case. And she was just like, yep, that's the next step. And so just to inspire someone with being able to sit down and creating a plan of what you can do with your life, changing some habits, creating healthy habits, yep, a healthy thought process and mindset. Man, what better way to feel so good inside, and as much as, a lot of coaches are making ridiculous, amounts of money, not quite there yet, on the way, but I can say that I just enjoy it. I've been enjoying it for the last couple of years, because if people can make a change for themselves, that's all that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest reward for me, that they can change their lives. Moms don't have to be stressed. Women don't have to be stressed. They can enjoy life. They can see life from a different viewpoint. That's it for me.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And I have here healthy habits, healthy mindset. I like that. I like what you just said right there. So your business, you got the life coach going on right now. And then you got as well your other business, She Cleans Professional Cleaning Service.
So we work with both residential, primary commercial, but residential and commercial, cleaning clients, cleaning homes, event spaces, business offices, other corporate workspaces. The business will be shifting and changing into primarily working with own business owners who own event spaces. So like wedding venues, clubs, other just like party rental establishments like that. To be able to see what people create, for a celebration, for an event, and to be a part of that process. I've even, because I've been trusted in the work that my team does, I've bartended. I've worked as an event coordinator for them because of the level of professionalism that I provide.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, listen, I need another event coordinator. You want to come, do you want to help out? Sure. I've been to some amazing weddings and anniversaries, baby showers, and I've actually thrown a lot of those events in my past. I've done a lot of event planning. And in the nonprofit industry, you often are creating events, fundraisers, and workshops and seminars. So I'm accustomed to the logistics of doing all of that. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I love meeting people.
Absolutely. It's beautiful because like you said, you like to be part of the occasion that people build. So for instance, like a wedding or like a graduation or a party, and you're able to be part of it because you're doing your part, and it's cool to be part of that because when I do photography for like weddings or quinceañeras, it's cool. You do feel like you're part of it because when you're like the photographer, they're like waiting for the pictures. They're like, all right, we're waiting for the pictures. When can we get them? So, and you give it to them and they're just like, wow, this is awesome. This means a lot. And you're just like, man, it's cool to be part of something like that. Be part of that special occasion that was in their lives that day.
Oh yeah. I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And the way and the way you're outgoing, you want to help people. It just fits perfectly. That's great. Let's go with the next question. Oh, here we go. This is a nice one. This is a nice question. Who's your favorite influence? Who was your favorite influence in taking this career path? We can talk about entrepreneurship because you're doing so many things. Who was you're like, man, that is what I wanted. Like that, like you listen to them, that helps you out, inspires you, motivates you.
Well, of course, there's a whole list of people. We're talking Oprah and Elanya Van Zant, Les Brown, now meeting Dr. Delatorre, which ironically, about 7 years ago, I was supposed to be sharing a stage with him, speaking at a 72-hour conference. Wow. But I was newly out of graduate school, and I just couldn't, make that transition that quick and to go out of state and present. And so I opted out. But definitely those individuals, to name a few. But I will say my go-tos, I have some males and some females. So when I'm driving or I'm in that mood, I need that motivation. I need that drive. I've never been an athlete, but I love motivational videos for athletes. So usually I go to YouTube. If I get in the car and I got to go for a drive, I'll throw on Eric Thomas, top of the list. Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Will Smith, Dr. Miles Monroe, Kevin Hart. Those are a few. And then if you look at on the female side, I would say like an Oprah. I would say Jada Pinkett Smith. I would say some of the celebrity actors or actresses rather who have a strong speaking platform. I'm drawing a blank on some names, but that are all about motivating women. Stacey Abrams, she was running for political office in Georgia. Anyone that really stands up for women, the causes for women, that have fought tooth and nail to get where they're going in life. Any people like that are really impacting community, those are the people. And it could be someone on a local level to someone on the grand stages of the world that really and truly inspire me to continue to do what I'm doing.
That's amazing. I got that right here, guys. Influences we have right here. We have Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Will Smith, Kevin Hart, Oprah, Jada Pinkett Smith, Stacey Abrams. And we're all about the woman empowerment and impacting communities. But I like, hey, what are you drinking over there? Coffee?
Yeah, I'm drinking. It was supposed to be a brown sugar oat milk espresso, but they ran out of oat milk, and so it has soy milk in it.
Oh, there
instead.
you go. Okay, you gotta
It's good though. It's
yeah,
good.
you gotta have to substitute it.
Hmm.
That's great. All right. Next question here. Oh yeah, okay. What have you learned from your entrepreneur journey?
Ooh.
From the moment you took it serious till now, what have you learned?
You are going to be a lifelong student. You have to continually work at your craft. That's studying, researching, perfecting your delivery, your message, being creative, um, looking at who your competitors are. And not that I look at it in a form of competition, because, yeah, there's going to be numerous speakers, coaches, executive directors, business owners, but we each have our own way of delivering whatever our gift is, whatever our message is. But I want to make sure that my message is very clear when it comes across to my audience, and so that they can take something from that and they could, put it into their world, their life, and implement it so that it helps them to make changes. And again, go back to those healthy habits, creating healthy habits. I know what it's like to get stuck in life's adversities, get stuck in the challenges that you go through day to day, trying to come up in your professional life, dealing with relationships, I dealt with a divorce, parenting, being a single parent, even though we co-parented, but, navigating that path in two separate households and step parents and still dealing with in-laws and, wanting to make sure that everyone is in a healthy place and space. And then, just again, going outside of my own, family circle and seeing how I can still impact the lives around me as well. One fraternity brother of mine always said, Kelly, be concerned about how you show up. You can't control other people, and understand that clearly, but you can control. Whoop. Sorry, Ariel. That was Billy. That was Billy Bear.
I
That was
thought
Billy
that was
Bear
me.
trying to
I was like,
call
whoa,
me.
what happened?
Yeah, that was Billy Bear trying to call me.
Oh,
But to, just do the things that are going to impact people positively, and so I have to be in control of how I show up. I can't show up crazy, ghetto, ratchet, yelling and screaming to get my point across. That's not going to work.
no, I get it. I get it. And like you said, you're gonna be a lifelong student. You always got to work on your craft, study, research, and you know what helps me too. When I see all that is adapt. You got to learn to adapt, because a lot of people are like stuck in their old ways, and people are like, nah, I don't know if I'm, but you got to, because if you just got to keep.
Yeah, because you can't stay in that box. Sometimes you got to step out the box in
Woo!
order to make things work. And if you're not willing to step out that box, you're always going to be living so confined. And you're the, life at its best, at its greatest, at its excellent.
Yep.
Maybe you got to expand your box.
It is. It is. That I feel like the other side of fear is God. So you got to get past that fear. Once you get past that fear, there's God. So that's what I always put in my mentality. And man, in the gratitude room, somebody said that the other day, just something in those words were just saying something like, when it's fear or something, just know that after past that fear, that's the trueness of life. That's where your true happiness is going to be. That's where God's going to be. So that's great. I like that. I learned a lot. Here we go. Next question. Oh, this one's a good one too. Next question here is saying, what are your favorite kind of hobbies? I know we talk about a lot about smoothies. What's your favorite smoothie? What's your favorite one you like to make?
Favorite? I like mixing like all the berries, raspberry, strawberry
Yep.
with pineapple, like a
Yep.
mixture of berry and citrus.
Yep.
But I'm more of a juicer. I probably juice more than I do smoothies.
Do you have a
And
juice?
so, yeah. Yeah. And so I juice one of my favorites is I juice beets, carrots, spinach, Granny Smith apples, ginger, and lime. That's my favorite juice. It is so good.
Is that the first thing you have in the morning, or is that something you have all day?
I'll do it all day.
I bet. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do it. I think all day.
2022. This is my year eating more nuts, like sunflower seeds, pecans, almonds,
cashews.
Yeah, I'm gonna start because I don't ever really eat that. So 2022. After this, actually, to be honest, after this podcast, I'm going to the grocery store. It's called Sprouts here, and I'm gonna grab.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab some of that. And then grab some of that, and then I'm like you said, I'm starting to do more veggies. I'm doing more veggies this year. I've always done veggies, but I'm going really hard this year with veggies. Like
yeah.
Do you cook with a lot of stuff with cauliflower?
I don't. Like, I've tried the cauliflower rice. I've never made it on my own yet, but I've had it with the one I had recently. Oh, it was was it a cauliflower and kale rice? I think it was a cauliflower, kale, and onions. It was so good. It was really, really good.
I've never heard of.
And then I had it that with quinoa.
Oh my goodness. I could talk
those good healthy grains.
I can talk food with you all day. So did you say that you have you ever had cauliflower popcorn?
Mm-mm.
Me either.
I have had I've tried different vegetable chips. I had some kale chips that were actually really good. I love the mixed root vegetable chips. Like you'll get like a beet chip, a sweet potato chip, the Yukon Gold potatoes. Like I like those mixed root. You can usually find them at like a BJ's or a Costco.
Interesting.
Yeah, those kinds of chips. I like stuff like that. One week I just did all vegetarian. At Trader Joe's. Do y'all have Trader Joe's in Colorado?
Yeah.
They have an Indian masala burger. That's so good.
Really?
It is so good. Yeah. Really, really good. I love Indian food. It's one of my favorite foods.
That's what's up. I'm glad you said that. My girlfriend's gonna listen to that and be like, okay, she wrote that down. She wrote that down. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So with smoothies, for me, what do you use for oh man.
The juice base, the liquid base?
Yeah, for the juicer, for the juice.
I'll do either like pineapple juice or like a mango. Or if sometimes I do a chocolate and coffee base smoothie. And so like I'll use oat milk.
Yeah.
As the base. And even for some of the berry smoothies, I'll use like a oat milk for the base.
Word. I use cocoa milk.
Right. Yeah. Coconut, oatmeal. There used to be a smoothie I used to make when I used to be in Beachbody. It was their green. It was like a green food powder, but it was real pungent. And you would mix it with rice milk, lemonade, and the green juice and a banana. Jeez. It was so good. And they eliminated this green, the green, it was called I forgot what it was called, but it was like a mixture of all kinds of healthy greens and stuff to make this green powder. And my daughter works for Beachbody right now in LA. And she was like, Mom, they don't have it anymore. I'm like, what? That was like my favorite one, but to drink it straight was, like hold on to your seat, because it's gonna take you for a ride. Yeah, I can say that my favorite hobbies are cycling.
Yeah,
I love getting on my bike. Just knowing that I can get on my bike. I don't do the road. I haven't been on the roads yet because I really need to get a road bike. You need something that's going to be fast and light. But I have a hybrid, so I could go on the roads. And I did with a safety class, a bike safety class that I took.
Wow.
It was so much fun. But greenways, being able to go on greenways and ride, I have to get in at least 8 miles. The furthest I've gone is like 23 miles in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yep.
And just to see the nature, there's a greenway near my house and they have all these little bird houses. So I'll stop and take pictures of the bird houses. They have this little miniature fire hydrant. I take pictures they have these, what they call storyboard walks. So they have these storyboards encased in glass that are permanent displays along the walkway. So kids can read nursery rhymes and stories and learn about what animals live off of the greenway, like snakes and bugs. And so I'll stop and take pictures of there on my bike, or I have another greenway that has like a stream or ponds or lakes. And so I'll stop and take pictures. Sometimes it's just pictures of my bike, or me and the bike or other riders and stuff. I really would like to travel. That's why eventually I'll get a road bike, and there's a case you can buy. You take the bike apart and you can travel with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. My girl got a Trek.
That's what I have. I have a Trek. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I have a Trek hybrid. Got it in 2020. Love it. She's called Legacy Gray because she's gray. So her name is Legacy Gray.
That is super cool. I think my girl got it the same year, either 2019 or 2020.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, hers.
Throw on my house music.
Yep.
Get on the greenway, take off.
I like
it. Just put you in another world.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Tell me about the greenway. We don't call that. I've never heard that.
So do you have trails in Colorado, like walking trails?
Yeah, just trails.
People can roller skate. As long as it's pavement, I prefer paved. I don't mind if it's a combination of paved and gravel, but the gravel could puncture the tires.
Yeah.
But a paved greenway where people can walk, run. And if, say, for instance, I can get in 6 miles on a greenway, then I'll ride the parking lot. I'll ride the street a little bit so I can get my 8 miles in. And so, it's the green is so pretty because Parks and Recreation is so intentional about what they're putting on the greenways, like in Greenville and in most states. Now, their greenways are built along railroad tracks because the railroad tracks are going to be flat. It's not going to be hilly and things like that. And so there is a project going on right now that goes from DC and it's going to go all the way to the West Coast, supposed to be completed in 2045.
Whoa.
4,300 miles worth of connected greenways.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, what? I don't even know how I found that project, but I was like, what? That's going to be amazing. And people do tours. Like there was a tour last year that went from Pittsburgh. It was 300. Was it 300? It was 300 miles, 6-day tour. And people went from Pittsburgh into Maryland to the C&O National Park. And then you got on the C&O Trailway and you rode. So that was like 150, 180 miles. And then you went from C&O Trailway to DC. Jeez. And you rode the DC, and then a van had like all your belongings and things. And you only rode 50 miles per day. And then you stayed at a hotel. Wow. And then they had another one that went from Asheville, North Carolina, and it went downhill to Wrightsville Beach in Wilmington, North Carolina. And that was like a weekend trip. So they have these little trips like that, or people ride, it's called Cycle and Brew. They ride to breweries. There's mural rides, and people will ride through different cities or throughout a city and just take pictures of all the murals in the city. There's a guy, every city he goes to, he takes a picture by their welcome mural in each city. It's amazing. So many different things that can be done. A lot of people ride at night. And so their bikes are all lit up, their clothing and their gear is all lit up. It's just really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, I bet. So you're a huge fan of cycling. You like you're
love it.
Love it. I got that. And then there's a 4,300-mile greenway that's being uh
Connected
yeah,
throughout the United States from
super
DC
weird.
to I think it's supposed to end in Seattle, Washington.
Wow. That's so funny.
Hmm.
Right
Yeah,
on.
and then like Marv cycles, but Marv has gone further than I have. Like she's been doing it for years. Marv cycles, I think her longest ride was like 60 something miles.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. When you come to Denver, I know the perfect place for you to ride a bike. And you'll
Awesome.
love it. It's called Washington Park. It talks about
Mm.
exactly what there's dirt trails and nice. It's just a nice, beautiful park. You'd love it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Get me out there. Get me out there. And I ride. I ride. I think the lowest temperature I've been out on is maybe about 48 degrees. Um, and I have my gloves. I have different coats. I have coats that like if I need to pull off layers, I could take out the different jackets that
Yeah.
zip together. I have riding leggings that are winter leggings and the tops. I have the whole
Oh,
cycling kits.
no, you don't.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I got my goggles, everything. My helmets. I got two helmets.
Yeah.
I got my water cage just put on my bike recently. I have a little fanny pack that has like a section to hold your water bottle. I
Yep.
want to get the camelback backpack that
Yep.
has that's just for water,
Yep.
and it has the straw that you could just
Yep.
hold in your mouth. Mm-hmm.
I know someone that did the camelback and then but they got like a vest, like a
Yeah.
Nike, it's a Nike vest, and the
Mm-hmm.
water is literally like right here,
Yep.
which is cool. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
real cool.
Yeah, you go hard. We got two more questions, and then the producer's telling me that time is going, and I'm telling him that we're gonna answer these questions before we get off. Kelly, so thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Been
This
killing
is
it.
exciting.
Yeah, this is
Exciting.
big time. This is awesome. I got two more questions. Here we go. Oh, this is nice. What is the coolest accomplishment you're proud of, Kelly? You've done a lot.
Ooh.
What is it you traveling, point someplace you love? Was it building a business? Was it what's the best accomplishment?
Right now, I can say it was. I'm going to put it on travel. My great grandfather's Cuban, and unfortunately, I never met him. He was deceased before I was born. And in 2017, when President Obama opened up the borders, to travel to Cuba, I told one of my friends, I was like, "Oh, I got to go to Cuba this year. I have to go. I have to go. I want to see, what Cuba's about." And she started planning the whole trip for me. She started looking at places to tour, looking at Airbnbs, what were the requirements. And so two of my girlfriends said they wanted to go. She was going. And then one of my former students, he, I guess, was talking to her. And she was like, "Oh, Nate's going with us." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "How's he going with us?" And she was like, "Oh, well, we wound up talking about it and he gave me the deposit." And he was the first one to put his deposit down. So it was 4 women and one guy. And we went in April of 2017. It was absolutely amazing. It was like the ancestors were calling me home. When I say I felt so comfortable when I got there, the house was an old pre-war style building. It was beautiful. Wasn't super fancy or anything like that, but it was well kept. We had a couple who were our host, and awesome, amazing couple. I still keep in contact with on Facebook to this day. The wife was an oncologist, and the husband is a news broadcaster. And we met the owner. The neighbors were wonderful. The people, I still keep in contact with my dance instructors because we took a 3-day salsa and rumba class. And one of the instructors, he's in Turkey. He's been dancing in Turkey for the last 3 years. So we still speak. We do video calls. Him and his girlfriend are there. And then the dance school owner, her birthday just passed, and I had messaged her. I thought it was actually one of the girls that was in my class that was from Puerto Rico that I keep in contact with. And it was the owner. She was like, "Hey, how are you?" And so I'm like, I cannot wait to go back because I want to really travel around. So I'm hoping to spend like 2 weeks the next time I go there. I was only there 5 days and the trip was so inexpensive. I only spent $900 for everything for 5 days.
Wow.
And it was awesome.
That is awesome. That's really cheap too. That's
Mhm.
yeah. That is super cool. And I hope you get to go back down there. And I do believe that your ancestors and all the past history was bringing you down there. I feel that happens.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. It was a
Woo!
great, the richness and the culture. The people were wonderful.
Yep.
We were literally a block from the Marina Wall, which is called the Malecon. And people were hanging out to like 2, 3 o'clock at all hours of the night.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. The architecture, I studied art, and art and architecture was one of my favorite classes. And just to see the architecture of old Havana, the regular part of Havana, the opera theater.
Yep.
We went to see the Buena Vista Social Club, where they would perform and stuff. And it had a beautiful courtyard in the center. I mean, it was just amazing. It was amazing.
I can't wait till you go back.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that you like to dance.
I do.
Jeez Louise, see that? Man, you're
Yep,
just
I like to dance.
telling me these things right now. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
My brother does tango lessons. He's a tango instructor. He does tango competitions. He's my middle brother. And so when you come to Denver, you'll definitely have a free tango class.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't get to do tango. But when and let me tell you, that salsa class, I was like, okay, I need to start working out.
I know.
When I tell you, we were so tired after taking those classes, 3 days of classes. And then we went to a rumba festival, which was amazing. Drummers, singers, they were in costume. And you saw a lot of the African culture still incorporated into the music. And because one of the performers came out in a costume that you would normally see like in Africa, it was all beaded and the person was totally covered. And it was a deity, it was a female deity, but only men are allowed to dress in this costume and perform the whole dance around fertility. And then we went to one of the top salsa clubs in Cuba. And it was amazing. We were treated like stars. We had like we had the reserved table, and we had some of the best food. And we got to see that it was a 9-piece all female salsa band perform. And it was amazing. They were great. And this place and it's the outdoor club. It was packed out.
I was just gonna say, I bet it was packed outside, plus a live band.
And it's right on the water. Yeah, and the club is right on the water. It was beautiful.
You know what? Isn't it crazy that they live like this every day?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know. I went to Costa Rica and just seeing them, because I went there the one day, the next day, the whole time we were there, they were living life the same time. Like they were just living by the beach, kicking it, having a good time, eating good food. Just like, man, that's cool how they just do this every day. It's crazy.
Every day. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah. They like it so much. They do it so much every day that after an earthquake, they'll be out there in the waves trying to surf it.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah. I was blown away by that too. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why are they? Yeah. And the water rose a lot. I was in a cabana, and this was like 4 years ago. My girl and I went to Costa Rica, right on the tip. We're in Jaco, Costa Rica. It was in Jaco. It was like 7:30 at night. Earthquake went down. I was like less than a mile from the ocean, and it was like a 6 point something earthquake, and it was scary. But the cabana was right next to the ocean, and I told my girl, I'm like, we're not going to the cabana. We're going to high ground because anything can happen, right? No, all the locals at first are like, whoa, what was that? And then within by 20 minutes, the whole town, because it's like a small Pueblo town, everybody, because you could see everybody on the main street, everybody just went back doing their thing like nothing. And then my girl and I were like the only people from the States, and we're like scared in the car. We're parked like on high ground, ready for anything to go down. And the next day, 6 in the morning, because we slept in the car, because I ain't sleeping in the cabana. That's some scary stuff. So
No.
yeah, so we just slept in the car in high ground, right? Just in case something went down. So the next morning was 6:30, the sun was coming up, and my girl and I were like, we're going back to San Jose, which is the capital of Costa Rica.
Right.
Yeah, which is in the middle of Costa Rica. We're like, we're just gonna cancel everything. Yeah, we canceled everything. We canceled everything. We're like, let's go to the cabana, grab everything, and go back to San Jose. We'll find a motel on the way there and then we'll just wait for our flight. We're just gonna kick it. We're just gonna kick it in the middle of the coast. We're not. We're like just like traumatized. And but the thing I remember the most is when I went to the cabana that next morning at 6:30. Not only was the water risen closer to our cabana because of that earthquake, there was people out in the ocean just catching the waves like nothing. I was just like, oh my gosh.
No, nada, nunca. How you want to say it? Niet? No.
Yeah,
that's like when they had that earthquake under the ocean in Indonesia years ago when they had the tsunami. They said people did not take it seriously, and when they saw the video of people just still chilling on the beach, but you see a wave coming that's like,
yeah,
I would have been hauling booty.
Yeah,
to the inland. Or going up, like some people went in the hotel and they went on the rooftops and stuff. I'm like, I would have been, one father, he saved him and his daughter because he took off his belt and he took the belt and wrapped it around a tree and just wrapped the belt around his hands and just held on for dear life.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
No. That's what I was saying. I was like, no, we're just gonna sleep in the car. We're gonna sleep in high ground. Yeah.
I'm like, see, when you go to some islands like that, where you have like, that there's volcanoes under the water and all kinds of different things. A volcano can erupt under the water, earthquake like that. I'm like, you gotta almost like check a whole meteorology chart and to make sure that there's no seismic activity going on or anything like that. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that is insane.
I'm telling you, I haven't been back to Yeah.
And that's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is tsunami or dying underwater. As much as I love the water, and could stay in the water for hours, that is one of my biggest fears. I wouldn't even go on a cruise for years because I was like, oh no, that's too much water.
Yeah. Have you been through an earthquake?
No.
Oh my gosh. You literally see the ground move. When it happened, I was like, are we getting bombed here? Like what? Like it I was like, what is happening? Right? Is this happening around the whole world? And then finally you realize, oh, it was just here. But yeah, it was some scary. I'm still traumatized to this day. I haven't been to the ocean since, except for Los Angeles. But I haven't been like, oh, we're going to a beach, yada yada yada. But no, I haven't been back ever since.
I hear you.
Kelly, thank you so much for being on the show. I got one more question here, and I know this is super cool. Let's go with the next question here. Last question. Any advice for anyone going through a tough time?
Oh, wow. Anyone, the first thing I would say is to take some time, get a journal, take some time. If it's just like, emotionally, you're dealing with a lot of different things, financially, and you really can't afford to purchase services or anything like that. The first thing I would say is to sit and journal, because sometimes getting those thoughts out of your head is the first thing to do, because when you are dealing with adversity, oftentimes people resort to negative self-talk. And that's the last place you want to go, because all that's going to do is add to your challenges. It's going to make you feel isolated and alone, in a place and space of despair. And like you're the only one dealing with this and you can't come through it. Then I would say some of the things I've done in my past, when I was just going through some tough times, I stayed in God's word. And I would literally get up and I would say my prayers as I'm getting up, and people tend to think that your prayers have to be so systematic and organized and, in King James version language. And, no, you can have a whole regular homeboy, homegirl conversation with God. Like, God, listen, God, I need some help right here. My sister needs like some change. Like what I need to do, like have that conversation. And then what I used to do as I was getting myself ready for work, I would say, okay, God, how do you want me to hear your word? And so sometimes it was listening to a sermon. So I would listen to Sarah Jakes Roberts or Priscilla Schreier, or it was through gospel music. And so I go to YouTube, and I love Maverick City Music, or any of the, other gospel singers, Natasha Cobbs, Sicardi Cortez, Donnie McClurkin, and whatever, the list goes on. Wow. Then sometimes I would go on Instagram, and no lie, Ariel, I go on Instagram, and sometimes I just wanted to see like an inspirational quote or a Bible verse, and literally post after post after post after post. Because if God would tell me, like, I want you to read something, I go scrolling 10, 12, 13 posts back to back. Yeah. Motivational information, a Bible verse, someone's little video, reading scripture, something. And I'm like, okay, God. And the message would all link together. They all made sense, or they all applied to my specific situation.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I get so inspired, through the day. And again, then the motivational videos. I'd wait till I get in the car as I'm getting ready to drive, because I want to get amped up. So I would throw those motivational videos for athletes. Motiversity is one of those programs I would listen to. And man, when I tell you about it, after my 12 to 15 minute car ride, I would be amped for the rest of the day. Yep. Because then you get so inspired that I can do this. I can come through whatever I'm dealing with. Yep. Okay, maybe it's finances. Okay, now I need to sit down and create a budget. Itemize all your expenses. Maybe you have to navigate some different things. Maybe you got to cut some things out. Maybe you need to, to create a budget so you know that each month you only have this amount of money to spend. So that means you may not get the Starbucks today. You may not go through a drive-through at Panera. You may not be able to order pizza on Friday night. Maybe it's while you're in the supermarket on your list, you put a DiGiorno pizza down, a $5, $8 pizza versus a $16, $20 pizza. Yeah. Figure out where you can make some changes, and then try to opt into, like, start with opting into free webinars and with coaches and speakers and things like that. And then once you make those changes, then you might be at a better place in space in a couple of months to just, to really be able to tap into a low cost program of a coach. Maybe it's a $147 group coaching program. That one of my first coaching programs was with Allison Bird. It was a group coaching program. It was free. Then I opted into the next one, which was $149, but she had a 48-hour sale. So I was able to get in for $99. Nice. And did a 30-day program with her. And there were 200 of us in the group coaching program. Then out of those two programs, I met my coach, and I hired my coach from Atlanta. Then from there, I worked with her, and I paid her what she was worth at that time. Of course, now she charges much, much more. And then that's how I found my other coaches. And I met I worked with some amazing women. My last coach here, oh my gosh, she's a beast. Like I actually volunteer for one of her, she does a retreat. She did a retreat in a NASCAR driver's mansion in October. She charged just for one day. If you just were general admission, it was $400. VIP was $650. Next year, it's in a castle, so it's gonna be over $1,000. And so I was one of her ambassadors, her volunteers. Nice. And we're actually now on a team to her planning team to create the atmosphere for the 40 women that attended. And so I'm just like, and when I tell you, she brings it. The food, she had a private chef, the giveaway bags, the different companies that participate. Like when you go to one of her events, you know that you're going to get your money's worth. The VIPs had massages, they had makeup artists, they did photo shoots, everything.
Jeez, VIP list, here I come.
Yeah, awesome.
So cool. Kelly, I wrote all those notes here down. If someone's going through a tough time, this is what we would think we would shoot for. We would say, take some time for yourself. Don't negative self-talk. Get a journal. Listen to gospel music. Listen to sermons. Be in God's word. Figure out how to make changes. Create a budget to figure out what you can do with your budget, as well as webinars. There's free webinars out there. There's many things that can help one out. That is great. That is great, Kelly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, those are all places to start without having to spend a lot of money. You know, everybody doesn't have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to drop on a life coach, but you can start there and start making some changes. And then when you're able to, you know, opt into a coaching program, then you and afford it, then you'll be able to make that move and hopefully find someone who could really provide outcomes so that you can get that life situation that is really tearing you to pieces, you know.
Yeah.
I
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you, Ariel.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You're low though.
Cool. All right, cool. It was weird. The volume just went really weird. But other than that, Kelly, again, thank you so much for coming on the show and just letting us know how to do these things, how to, if you were being a life coach, you give us some examples. You know, if we're going through a tough time, you gave us examples, and as well, you gave us examples on how to get motivated and who to go listen to and who influenced you. That is super cool. I loved it, Kelly. Is there anything else you want to say before we jump off?
You know, while we're in this crazy state of a pandemic where, you know, we don't really know what we're dealing with. You know, if you wear a mask, you get sick. You don't wear a mask, you get sick. You get vaccinated, you get sick. You don't get vaccinated. It's just all over the place. I mean, literally through the holiday season, I know over 40 people, many connected to us, that tested positive for COVID, and in all different kinds of situations. I just say that everyone needs to figure out what level of self-care that they need to keep their emotions at bay, never resorting to taking your life, because your adversity is only a momentary situation. You can make the changes necessary to reset the trajectory of your life. And there are tons of people, there are resources, there are hotlines. Never be concerned about what other people are going to judge you about. Even if you have to do it in silence and confidence, call a hotline number, go to a church, reach out to, there's just so many resources that we should never be hearing. What did I see a statistic? We're only at, what's today, February 4th, and there were over 50,000 suicides since the new year.
Oh my gosh.
50,000 suicides. That's insane. That is insane. And we, we just had Miss America committed suicide in New York. She's from Charlotte, and that's just disheartening to hear that something was going on in her life. You would think that she's in the public eye. Same thing with designer Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, world-renowned chef. Like, what is going on what was going on in their lives that they chose to take their life versus seeking help, and granted they might have sought help and it didn't work, but keep seeking assistance until you find something that works. Do not give up. If the first therapist doesn't work, keep going to the next person. If you confide in your family and they don't believe you, leave them to the side, go to a stranger, call a hotline, go to a mental health clinic, go into a hospital, go walk into a fire station. I don't care. And just say, I need help. And don't stop. I don't care if they already think you're crazy or something's going on, or the latter, that they don't believe you. Just keep talking to people until someone does. Never give up. Taking your life is not the answer.
Nope.
It is not the answer.
Taking your life is not the answer. Don't give up. And then keep asking till someone listens. And then keep seeking for assistance. And don't give up. Self-care is the best love. Wow. I'm just going to leave it like that, Kelly. Thank you so much for that reminder.
Thank you.
My goodness. I'm going to show everybody one more time where they can follow you. I got it right here real quick here, guys. Pull out your phones, your iPads, because we just did an amazing show. Go blow up Kelly right now. I am Kelly Denise. I am Kelly Denise. IamKellyDenise. Like, comment, share, say, follow. Hit our Facebook as well. And show some love there too, guys. Kelly Shepard Watts in the building, guys. Life in the building. Does it all. She travels. So let's get straight to it, guys. Thank you so much for all your support, listening, tuning in, watching, all the millions and millions of listeners, best friends listening right now. Thank you so much. The love donation links are down below. And I think that a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify, guys, 5-star review. Don't forget, much love. Love yourself. Love the animals. Drip Squad for life, baby. Woo!
Drip Squad.
That's it. Kelly, God bless. Thank you. Have a great night. We'll stay connected. I'll let you know when this comes out.
Awesome. I love you, Ariel. Love hey, best friend. See you tomorrow. Oh, actually, see you Monday.
Yep, you got it. Take care. Have a great night, okay?
Thank you. Have a good night.
You, DJ, you already know what you got to do. You got to drop the track, DJ. Woo! Here we go. DJ, you're late. You're late on that. DJ was late on that one. All right, guys. I told you we came with an amazing show. We're doing the closing credits right now. I ate my apple. I had an apple. It was so good, guys. So make sure you guys are eating healthy, living life to the fullest. That's what we believe, okay? All right. Shout out to Kelly. She came through and kicked some butt, dropped some knowledge, dropped some motivation, some reminders. Oh, my goodness. Guys, if you don't know right now, DM her right now for the patterns of the power couple. The patterns of the power couple. DM her right now so you can get a book right now. It's an amazing read. I'm on page, like I said, 15 or something like that. It's a great book, guys. I want to be a power couple. So go straight and blow her up and try to get that book right now. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast available on all podcast platforms. We're talking about Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, Google. I can go on and on YouTube. Guys, blow this up. ArielENT.com. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast.